directly from someone at the heart of this case outside of a courtroom. Now, the Scherzers are only speaking to us at this point because they've already reached plea deals and have been sentenced.
It was more or less just for my family, my cousin, for her relief of her Crohn's disease. And then with my brother-in-law, Tim, with the number of back surgeries and neck surgeries had with fusions and stuff, for an alternative way for him to try to get some pain relief other than the narcotics.
Tim Scherzer is a former medical marijuana caregiver. He decided to take up the occupation in 2009 after going on permanent disability.
I did get relief with the edibles, and I thought it would be worthwhile to pass it on to other people who had addictions with narcotics.
It was that thought that led Scherzer and his wife, Alyssa, to become caregivers. All of that changed back in March, however, when the U.S. Postal Service inspected a package Scherzer tried to send to one of his patients, a cousin who is disabled and does not drive.
Which is the purpose of using the mail, right or wrong? Apparently, obviously, it's wrong.
Inside the package was more than 2 ounces of marijuana. Despite the discovery of drugs, the Postal Service passed on prosecution and instead sent the tip to Kent County. In a matter of hours, a search warrant was granted by a judge, and officers showed up at Scherzer's door.
We honestly made their search very easy for them because we fully cooperated, and we told them, because we were under the full understanding that we were legal, so it was more of a trying to present our legality to them.
During the search, Scherzer told the officers he also made marijuana butter that he provides to his patients. Marijuana butter, along with other edibles, as they're called, are illegal under current Michigan law.
Mike Fredericks, Todd Van Dorn, Stephanie Annis, and Christine Tennant.
Frederick and Van Dorn were corrections officers in the Kent County Jail. Christine Tennant's husband, Brian, was one of their co-workers and future co-defendants. Alyssa was the caregiver for a 4th officer.
Tim Bernhardt was my brother-in-law.
Bernhardt, according to court documents, acted as somewhat of a middleman, getting the marijuana butter from Scherzer and providing it to Frederick, Van Dorn, and Brian Tennant.
That aspect is supposed to be a direct caregiver to patient transaction. That wasn't followed correctly.
Looking back, it's something Scherzer regrets.
The fact that I would have just told them at this point in time, I can't provide for you a medical type product, and that the only thing I can provide for you would be a smokable type product. And I know I'm not so sure that any of them would have used it. I don't think they would have, because I don't know if that would have relieved their actual pain symptoms.
After pleading guilty to delivery of marijuana and maintaining a drug house, Tim Scherzer was given 5 years of probation and was fined. Alyssa pleaded to maintaining a drug house and will serve 3 years of probation and pay a fine. Now, in addition, neither of the Scherzers can use marijuana or continue to act as caregivers. Bernhardt took his own life last week and was laid to rest later in the week. He pleaded guilty to a reduced charge in October and was to be sentenced in December. Just days before he pleaded, Brian Tennant pleaded guilty to a reduced charge as well and is awaiting sentencing next month. Now the cases for Frederick and Van Dorn are still making their way through the legal system.
Does it look like they might get probation as well? We just don't know
they're the
yet.
only ones who haven't pleaded, and of course it remains to be seen at sentencing, which is going to happen or is scheduled to happen next week.
Yeah.
You know what's going to happen with them, but the Scherzers feel like they were punished very harshly in this case, and that when it comes to something that they would compare to maybe drunken driving, that, you know, first-time offenders sometimes have an opportunity to work out a plea deal, and they say they really weren't, you know, offered a great plea deal and able to, you know, really work something out. It was kind of like, here's the deal, you got to take it, and then, you know, a slightly better deal was offered to his wife.
All right, thanks for that, Paul.